Hello and welcome back to my channel. This week we're going to talk all about how to get a newborn baby to sleep through the night. If you're new here, hi, my name is Talita. I am a mom of two under two, about 20 months apart. But today we're going to stick to the subject. So let's talk about how I was able to get my 3-month-old to sleep through the night starting at 2 months. And the reason why we are starting at 2 months here is because, in my opinion, for my two kids, the first month is a wild card. And I think that we leave the hospital with this expectation of what the nurses and doctors tell us. It sounds something like, yeah, the baby is supposed to sleep about 2 hours at a time, and basically they're going to sleep, eat, poop, and repeat. And honestly, some babies are like that, and I like to call them angel babies. And a lot of my friends have angel babies, and I am so happy for them. However, not everyone makes them. Me in particular, I don't make them. Both my kids were not like that. They never had long naps initially. Throughout their newborn phase, were always short naps, like 20-30-minute naps. And at first I was frustrated because I thought I was doing something wrong. What am I doing wrong? I was told that they're supposed to sleep 2 hours at a time, and yet here we are and it's not happening. Why is that? And honestly, I'm here to tell you that every baby is different and there is no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. There's no routine. There's no structure initially. And that can be really frustrating if you are like us and you like structure and you thrive around structure. However, the first month, just throw that out the window. It's just not happening, and that's okay. Unless, of course, you're one of the lucky ones. Then good for you. But if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're not, and you're trying to figure out how to get that baby to sleep. Start by talking about what it means for a newborn to sleep through the night. How many hours does that entail? Normally, it requires for them to sleep between 6 to 8 hours stretches. At 2 months, that started for us. And that was a continuation of what I started from day one. So let's talk about what we did to get to this 2-month long stretch. There is no such thing as putting a newborn baby in a routine. They are all going to have different wake times and sleep cycles and so on. However, you do need some sort of structure early on, because if you don't put a structure in place, then it's going to be very difficult to get there later on. So the first thing I did, and when we reached 2 months, is start using my baby tracker app, which I talked about in my previous videos. But this is just a free app that I use to track how long the baby is sleeping for, how long he's awake for before he is tired. And if you Google how long a baby should be awake for, you get anywhere between 60 to 90 minutes the first month, second month. And it varies between babies. So you just have to pay attention and know exactly what time they woke up and when they started showing tired cues. Tired cues could be they're yawning, they are, scratching their eyes, they are getting fussy. Babies, their eyebrows get red when they're tired. And of course, the crying. But if they are crying, that means that they're starting to get overtired, and you kind of missed out on the previous tired cues. So just make sure you pay attention, especially initially, so you know how long they should be awake for before putting them down for a nap. Having that routine in place sets you up for success at night. If you don't have any sort of structure, in my opinion, the night gets crazy, because they are more than likely super overtired by the time it's bedtime, and then you're spending hours and hours trying to put them to sleep. Of course, this will come as no surprise that you want to also get them tired while they are awake. So when they are in the newborn phase, I think a lot of new moms, they struggle on how to keep the baby busy because there's only so much they can do. So I normally use the Wonder Weeks app, and it gives me a lot of ideas. It is a paid app. This is not sponsored. It's just an app that I really enjoyed using with my firstborn because it gave me peace of mind. When he was going through a growth spurt or a leap, I knew that he was going through it. So I knew that's why he was fussy. And that mom guilt or like, what am I doing wrong? It wasn't there anymore because I knew there was a reason for it. However, knowing what to do with your newborn when they're awake is important. My go-to on that hour window, which we are at right now for him being awake before getting tired, I get him out of bed, we feed, and we change his diaper. That takes about 30 minutes right now. He still takes a while to drink his bottle. So those two things, 30 minutes. The other 30 minutes we take to play. And it's important to use those 30 minutes wisely. Make sure that you're really making them work that little brain and, use their little hands and talk to them, read to them, play with them so that they're really getting the most out of that time that they're awake. That's really important for later on to get them to sleep through the night. Then there's the bedtime routine. Again, this is something that some people will agree with me and some people will disagree with me. With my firstborn, I didn't do this until way later, which is why it took him much longer to sleep through the night than my secondborn. So basically, I was struggling to get my firstborn to sleep through the night. My cousin, who lives in Brazil, shout out to Luciana, she reached out to me. She has 3 daughters, so she's a pro. Here I am, first-time mom, struggling with every little thing. And I am telling her, I don't know what else to do. He's not sleeping well at night. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And she said, how does your bedtime routine look like? And I didn't really have one. So she was saying how important it is to have a bedtime routine. This is what a bedtime routine looks like to me. His last nap, right? I cap it. Latest, he's up at 6 o'clock if I want him to go to bed at 8 p.m. If I want him to go to bed at 7 p.m., his last nap is at 5 p.m. because the last nap, they have the longest window before bedtime. So you got to keep that in mind. What time do you want your baby to go to sleep every night? Because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to create a routine that will eventually work for you. So to us, 7 or 8 works really well. So that's our first thing that we go into the day knowing. Second thing is giving him a bath. So at around the same time every night, we give him a bath. And after we give him a bath, we read him a book, we play with him a little bit. Obviously, that's when he gets changed. And that's another really good point I didn't mention earlier is anytime he wakes up in the morning, we change him out of his night outfit. A lot of parents, I feel like, keep the outfit from the night throughout the day because, maybe the outfit is clean, the baby's not going anywhere, there's no need. But it's important to do little things that differentiate day and night. So anytime they wake up, they know, okay, it's morning, I am getting changed now, and it's light out and there's more noise in the house, and then it's nighttime now. I'm taking a bath. I take a bath every night before I go to sleep, and then it's dark in the house. Not as noisy, it's more calming. TV is not on because the TV shouldn't be on at least an hour before bedtime, according to the pediatricians. And obviously, it is overstimulating for a baby or even a toddler. Setting up your environment for success is extremely important to get them settled for bedtime. You're going to do this over and over again. And I'm not saying day one, your baby's just woof, sleeping through the night. You're done. No, it doesn't happen overnight. It's something that you're going to do over and over again until it clicks that, okay, every night I take a bath, and then after I take a bath, mom reads me a book, I take the bottle, then we go to bed. It's happening over and over and over again. The house is nice and calming. It's dark. It's not light anymore. And then eventually it will click and they will associate nighttime and associate daytime as two different times during the day. And when that happens, it's glorious and it's the best. But have patience because it isn't something that happens overnight. And this brings me to my other point, which is feeding your baby enough throughout the day. If your baby is not being fed enough throughout the day, they will wake up more often throughout the night asking for a bottle or to be breastfed. You can look up how much your baby needs or call your pediatrician if you're unsure. But understanding that allows you to kind of gauge, okay, how does he need to drink a little bit more? Is he hungry? Am I not, because if they are asking for milk often, after a certain age, then that probably means that they're not being fed enough. So make sure that they're getting fed enough throughout the day so that at night they're not requesting to be fed as often. Lastly, I think the theme of this whole video is routine, 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 structure. You must have a routine in place, even when they don't understand what that means, so that it can eventually click and they can differentiate day versus night. Make sure that you're feeding them enough. Make sure you have a morning routine where you're changing them so that they can see, okay, it's morning time. Open your windows, let some light in. Show them that, there's noise going on here, that, no one needs to be quiet right now. And then also a bedtime routine, which is, of course, the opposite, where you're giving them a bath, everything is really calming, the lights are off, not a lot of noise going on, so that they can understand, okay, the morning is one way, the night is another way. And that will eventually click. You just have to stick to it. Don't give up, because trust me, it works. It's just a matter of time. Hope this video was helpful, and if it was, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share with a mom friend, and if you have any tips on how you got your baby to sleep through the night, let us know in the comments below. I'd love to always hear feedback from you guys too. And thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time.